Hi everyone, I'm Pat Prokop. Today is Wednesday, May 24th, and the sky above this afternoon is beautifully blue, lots of sunshine. But this is not the big three-day Memorial Day weekend. That starts on Saturday, actually sunset on Friday. So we got Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. However, I'm watching a system developing in the southern tip of Florida to the southeast coast of Florida that will be affecting our weather this weekend. Well, not just for Saturday, but for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Yeah, all 3 days. There's a chance for we could see some rain and even some heavy rains across portions of the area. Well, with that being said, let's take a look at the weather maps. All right, let's take a look at the satellite imagery first of all, and here's that clear weather conditions that I've been showing. A lot of area dry conditions over here in South Carolina into upper portions of southeastern Georgia, and that dry air continues to push off toward the southwest. So expect to see decent weather for the remainder of the day into the evening hours. But again, as I said outside, this is Wednesday. What about Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday? The big Memorial Day weekend coming up. Well, I'm keeping an eye on a system over here in the southern tip of Texas, or southern tip of Florida right now. This area right over here, and it's already showing some form of development, even though it's very weak at this time. And we're still 3 days out, so it's not tropical in nature. Let's take a look at the conditions for the radar summary, and showing precipitation across that area as expected, and also across a large portion of the peninsula of Florida. But it looks like we're dry in South Carolina and most of Georgia, particularly in this greater Savannah, Statesboro, Hinesville area, and of course Hilton Head, Bluffton, Beaufort, all dry and sunny right now. But looking at the computer models here, we're keeping an eye on systems over here. And as I put this into motion, you can see an area of low pressure is trying to develop off the southern tip of Florida. There you can see it right over here in this area here. And that's going to be moving off toward the northeast. And as it does, it's going to swing around back to the north and then northwest. Now the question is where? And there it is on the day on Saturday afternoon right here. Actually Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. And it should be off the coast of Charleston, South Carolina. And now that's assuming that this model is correct. I looked at other models, and if we look at the CMC, the Canadian Meteorological Center, their model is showing the storm a little bit further south and slowing down, but it stays well off the coast. Meanwhile, waiting on the ECMWF, the afternoon run, but the early morning run had it just remaining off the coast of Georgia and South Carolina, and then continuing to move off to the north. So let's take a look at the precipitation associated with this. All right, here we are with the GFS model, the Global Forecast System, into this afternoon. Of course, we have clear weather conditions across the area. Then going into Friday morning, a low pressure tries to develop off the coast of east of Georgia and southern South Carolina. And there you can see it right over in this area here. And we're going to keep an eye on that, because if that system moves toward the northwest, it'll miss the greater Savannah area. Of course, it'll give Charleston and Myrtle Beach some heavy rains out of that. But if it moves further toward the west, it will impact the upper portions of southeastern Georgia and southern South Carolina. So we'll have to keep that in mind as we watch the progression of the storm. So putting the storm into motion, here we go into Saturday, and the models have it going up to the north. Now there you can also see an area of moderate to heavy rains right along the Savannah River area, and that'll be moving off to the north. So most of southeastern Georgia will miss the rains, but the Savannah area and of course all of South Carolina could be seeing moderate to heavy rains associated with that. Looks like Jekyll Island and St. Simons Island will be okay, but we're going to see some strong winds developing on the backside of this system, and that's going to cause what we call rip currents across the beaches. So be on alert for that if you're going out to the beaches. Now, as we look ahead for the next couple more days, where are we right now? We're at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Of Going into Sunday, see, Sunday is the better day right now. It looks pretty nice, except late in the afternoon by sunset, we are seeing some showers developing across central portions of Georgia, but the beaches look good. Again, watch out for those rip currents if you're going to be on the beaches this weekend. And also sunscreen. You're going to need the sunscreen. This is the really the first big beach day of the year, and the skin is tender. So use your sunscreen. And if you're like me, make sure you wear a hat on the beach. Oh, let's go on. Going into Monday, Memorial Day, we have the rain showers redeveloping across the area as that low pulls away. An upper level low is moving across the region. So that may give us some trouble with the chances for rain on Monday. So let's take a look at the total amount of precipitation associated with this system. And let's get right here over here. The total accumulated precipitation. Okay, this is, by the way, from Tropical Tidbits, and I subscribe to them. And it's a good website for getting weather information, particularly during the hurricane season. But looking at the precipitation totals, expect to see most of it from the Savannah River northward. Again, that's if the system moves off toward the northwest. Now, if it moves off toward the east or southeast a little bit more, or a little bit further south, we could see that rain moving back into upper portions of southeastern Georgia, including the greater Savannah area. And Tybee Beach and Hilton Head beaches will be quite wet, particularly on Saturday into, again, on Monday. Now, let's take a look at the Storm Prediction Center. Are we expecting any severe weather with this? No, I don't think so. It looks more like a rain and somewhat wind event. It's going to be windy. Winds on Saturday, maybe gusting, even on Friday, could be gusting over 30 miles an hour, maybe even up to 40 miles per hour on the beaches. But I'm not expecting any severe weather at all associated with this system here. And looking at the National Hurricane Center, they're not expecting any tropical development out of this. This looks more like what we call a baroclinic low, or kind of like a low you see in the wintertime, not more in the summertime. It's not warm core, it's cold core. Tropical systems are warm core low pressure systems. And while we're on the subject over here at the Hurricane Center, something new this year. You know, in the past, they used to do 5-day outlooks. Now they upped it to a 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. And, well, this is just brand new. They're looking at that system. They're saying, well, we might see something developing out of it. And a non-tropical area of low pressure is expected to form along the front offshore of the southeastern United States during the next day or two. This system appears unlikely to become a subtropical or tropical cycle, and since it is forecast to remain frontal, with the system moving generally northward and inland over the Carolinas within this week. And regardless, this system is likely to produce gusty winds and dangerous surf. Remember, I told you about the rip currents and the high surf. In portions of the southeastern United States. Heavy rainfall is expected in portions of the Carolinas particularly, and hazardous marine conditions are expected over the coastal and offshore waters. Well, that's something else too. If you're going to be taking the boat out this weekend, it's going to be really choppy out there, and probably a small craft advisory will be in effect. I would imagine a gale warning will be in effect for the offshore waters, so keep that in mind. Well, they're even saying that right now, offshore waters where gale watches and warnings are now in effect. For more information, see the products from the National Hurricane Center in your local National Weather Service office, which in this area is served by the Charleston National Weather Service and also the Jacksonville Weather Service in the southern portions of the area south of the Altamaha River. So with that being said, let's take a look at the forecast for the area. Fair weather on, well, today, yeah, it's not the holiday. Thursday, becoming partly cloudy, becoming somewhat windy with a chance for some showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs will be around 80. You know, the temperatures are going to be great, not too hot, not too cold. Friday, becoming mostly cloudy, quite windy, with a good chance for rain and thunder. Rain could be heavy at times, particularly in the upper portions of southeastern Georgia and southern South Carolina. Highs will be in the mid-70s, depending on the cloud cover and the rain, and lows around 60 to 65. Saturday, mostly cloudy and windy. It's going to be a pretty good bet. It's going to be windy, and it's going to be strong rip currents developing off the coast, and surf is going to take a beating as well. Good chance for rain and thunder, particularly north of the Savannah River. Highs again in the upper 70s to around 80, depending on the cloud cover. Sunday, fair to partly cloudy. This is going to be the better day. There could be a chance for some scattered showers in the afternoon. Monday, Memorial Day itself, we salute all those. That's wrong. We salute all those who have honored us with the gift of life, to serving our country. We remember them on Memorial Day. Anyway, partly to mostly cloudy with a chance for more showers and thunderstorms. Highs will be in the low to middle 80s and lows in the mid 60s. Again, that depends on the cloud cover. So, okay, there's the maps.
So the big question, the $64,000 question, will it be a dry weekend or will it be a wet Memorial Day weekend? Perhaps 1 day or 2 days or even 3 days. Just don't know at this stage of the game, but right now, indicators are that it's going to be wet on all 3 days. Our best day of the three most likely will be on Sunday. Anyway, keep an eye on the weather. Keep an eye on my YouTube channel right here. And I'm out here in the Heavenly Backyard Garden. And I also have garden tours on my other YouTube channel, my Weather and Nature page, and also developing a weather garden page right here on YouTube. So there's the links below to those channels if you would like to take a look at the Heavenly Backyard Garden. It's just about in full bloom right now with the daylilies, and the dahlias are beginning to bloom, and they're going to bloom all summer long. So thanks for watching, and keep in touch with the weather because it could be wet. Oh, and one more thing. Sorry about the glare off the top of my head. It just comes with nature.